Ben didn't pour the water.
Ben hasn't poured water yet. We're in the away rooms.
Yeah,
but
we're a bit off to start.
we're burying the lead because we are joined by one of the most special guests we've ever had in the history of this show. We haven't had that many. And
Top
Dave
5,
Hughes rockets straight to the top. G'day, Hughesy.
It's an honour to be here, especially after such a momentous occasion as the meeting, the first on-field meeting of you two. Since when? When was it under 12s or when was the last meeting? Was there? You've been in the same team, I suppose.
Yeah, growing up, we're always in the same team, but we actually played against each other in the VFL years ago.
Oh, really?
When we're both no good, Hughesy, and we couldn't get a kick.
In front of no people.
In front of 100 people at Werribee, I think it was.
So Werribee 100 people, then you go to 89, almost 89,000 at the MCG.
What a jump.
Yeah.
It was huge. I was there, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm sure you
Hughesy, as we traditionally kick off, we'll do this or that, which is Harry's game for the group, and you can play. Let's
great.
Roll the intro.
Yep.
This or that.
So, Hughesy, it's essentially I'm going to give you two words, two objects, and you have to guess. So I'm going to go one word, and you have to guess what it is, essentially.
Yeah.
It'll make sense.
It's very
So
simple.
the word is lento, Lento.
We need pens.
We don't have pens either. We're a rabble.
It's the away rooms. Yeah.
MJ.
Need pens.
White shorts.
Um,
Lento.
Yep. So is it the musical notion to slow down or a historical advice that measures the diameter of an object?
Say that one more time for us.
Lento, the musical notion to slow down or a historical advice that measures the diameter of an object?
I reckon it's the musical notion to slow down.
I
That's
agree.
what I think as well.
Any reason why?
I know there's a lot of Italian words in that
right.
world, like I can't remember the other ones. If you play staccato and things like that, I think
It just feels like that.
it feels like that. Are we right?
You're all right. Yeah.
Bang! Oh, it's a
really-
good day in
It
here.
really annoys me that you're
Yeah.
I haven't won one in a long time, Hughesy. So,
Or you just jumped on the back of...
No.
I said you wouldn't have a clue what it was.
Well, you
I
go
did.
first next time.
Yeah, correct.
Hughesy, I've been told that this montage you will enjoy. So this is a series of questions that people have recorded over the weekend, of course, the momentous game on King's Birthday Eve. So let's have a listen to that.
Hi boys, it's Daniel from Hoppers Crossing.
Hey, this is Steph from Melbourne.
Hey Ben and Harry, it's Trilby from Greenvale.
Hey guys, it's Leighton Bourne from Perth. How was it playing on each other?
The Mackays will start on each other.
Harry, how did it feel scoring a goal against your brother?
The brothers, they battle in the air, and Harry's going to get the free.
Slots it. Blues have got a couple.
Hi, it's Anthony from Banzali Skipsland. What was the best sledge between yourselves or from someone else on the night? Go Blues.
My daughter wants to know, is Ben going to get grounded by Mum for crunching Harry into the ground?
The camera keeps finding her. She's got a half scarf that says Essendon half the Blues.
I was wondering if when Harry went off the field, if it was Ben that injured him. Good win on the weekend, Harry. Just wondering if you guys caught up with each other after the game on Sunday. Go Baggers.
Hi Harry, it's me, Henry, and my little brother Kieran. You beat Ben.
And you can put that bloody Grinch cap on.
Oh, the Grinch hat.
Terrific. Where is that? Is that
We
coming?
should, yeah, MJ, I think it's time because, of course, you made the bet.
A bet's a bet. Thanks, Brad.
Unfortunately, Buckets becomes the Grinch this week.
So put that on. Do you like the hat, Hughesy?
I love the hat, absolutely. And it suits you well, so let's hope you always wear that when you two play.
Yeah.
But they're great questions there, weren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well done to
Terrific.
the audience.
Was it the sledging one? Did you guys sledge each other at all, or?
Not massively. There wasn't a heap said.
No, you were pretty quiet out there.
So were you.
No, like, in terms of, I reckon I was trying to talk to you a little bit, but you didn't give me much.
I gave you a little bit.
Not a lot. I was trying to get in, like, not
Well, I don't know if you were
trying
being...
to have a chat, like a genuine chat.
Yeah, well, it was hard to know if you were being serious or not, but there was a little bit of comms, not a heap, though.
Yeah.
No, I like to usually just have a bit of a general chat with anyone I'm playing.
So he shut you down. Your own brother
I
didn't
didn't-
want to chat.
Hey, he was giving me nothing. Give me a donut.
Like what? Give me an example.
Yeah, what was the
No, like
topic?
after goals, every now and then I'd just say, oh, what do you reckon about this? Or da-da-da, and just, he didn't give me much.
I was too entrenched in the game,
Are
probably.
you a chatter on field, Ben?
A little bit, not massively.
Mm.
Yeah, not massively.
Some players, though, do. Some forwards want to talk. Yeah.
Yeah. I think most people are pretty good. Like, if something happens, you'll have a little chat about it. But I probably didn't know if you were being serious or not. So there was probably times where we were chatting and times where we didn't give each other much. But
As a spectator watching AFL these days, I feel like opposition players are more friendly than they used to be.
Yeah.
It used to be much more. I'm not speaking to you or the opposition, but do you find that, Harry, that everyone's more friendly, like in
Yeah.
between?
I reckon because everyone kind of knows everyone these days.
Yeah.
It's probably I feel like that gets said a little bit, but you kind of do know quite a lot of guys from different teams, and at the end of the day, like if you're not friendly, like when the ball's there, you're going to compete really hard.
Yeah.
So, but that doesn't mean you have to punch someone behind the ball or tell them, talk shit to them.
Yeah,
essentially.
Where do you stand on like helping someone up if they're on the ground?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I remember,
I know people hate that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I've said this in here, but in one of my first years, one of the coaches showed a vision, and one of the boys helped up one of the opposition guys off the ground.
Yep.
And put it up in front of everyone and said,
Yeah.
"Do not ever do this ever again." So I'll never do it, probably just from the back of that. But
Yeah, it's un-Vossi like.
Yeah.
He would never have.
Yeah, but Vossi's, he seems to have, he seems to be always happy at the moment. Is he always happy, or behind the scenes, does he blow up?
Well, it's pretty easy to be happy when we're winning, I guess.
Yeah.
No, he's very measured, and one of the big things Vossi always talks about is, you come in on a Monday, win a loss, and you shouldn't know what the result was, because we really want to be process-driven. A couple of things we did well, a couple of things we want to get better at, and enjoying the whole process of it, because there's lots of ebbs and flows throughout a season. So no secret that when you're winning games, it's probably easier to have a bit of a pep in your step. But Vossi's done a great job. Even last year when we were going horrendous, he was still really big on making sure a couple of things we're doing well, a couple of things to get better at, and knowing that everyone looks at him as a leader and his kind of persona and energy is kind of matched. So
That was actually incredible as a supporter watching that first half of the season when we were going so badly and we thought we had a good team, that you guys kept a smile on your face, and obviously it worked out, and Vossi knew exactly what he was doing. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think it was planned to lose 7 in a row and be 18th on the ladder.
What about Scott? Brad Scott, is he he looks like he could blow up. Have you seen any blow ups?
Not yet, mate, to be honest. He's been really good. I think, as you said, Harry, the facade of a coach is really sort of important, but he's very consistent, I reckon, on camera, off camera, sort of behind the scenes. I have a lot of time for Scotty and respect him a lot, and he's a bit, I think in the coach's box he probably gets a bit emotional where the players sort of can't see him. But I think when he's in front of the group, he's very level-headed, which you need to be, to your point, Harry. You are the leader and everyone feeds off your energy, good or bad. So, I'm probably in the same boat with Scotty. He's a tremendous leader for us.
Did he spend much time on the bench? Because Vossi's full-time on the bench. Is he full-time on the bench now?
Yeah, always on the bench, yeah.
It's a great question. I think Scotty's always been in the box.
Yeah.
I think he probably just finds you can get a better perspective of the actual game up on level 2 or 3, whatever it is. So
it's quite common now for coaches to be on the bench, isn't it?
More and more sneaking down.
I don't know what the percentage would be, but
closer to 50-50.
Yeah,
Clarko, he's banned himself, Clarko, hasn't
he? I think it was this week he went back up there. But,
fair enough.
Yes, and then it's worked for him. So it's worked for the team. There's so many good questions amongst them.
Well, we should rattle through a few of them.
Yeah.
So, how did it feel? Rolling up, we saw the vision, of course, of Ben walking up to H. In that exchange, it looks like Ben was trying to have a little chat, and you've kind of just, I don't know, we're about to...
Taylor said that as well. She was like, you didn't give me much at the first bounce.
Yeah.
Which I'd agree with.
I think I just said, good luck.
No.
Yeah.
And then the ball was bounced. I'm not sure.
You just didn't give
What do you
much
want me to say?
But what about the free kick that got you the goal for the day?
Yeah.
It was. Do you think it was a free?
Well, if you look at the vision, he was holding my arm. So
No, it wasn't.
you were.
I haven't seen it back, but
I've got a photo. You're holding my arm.
He's got a still.
I'm allowed to put my arm there.
No, but you're holding my arm. But anyway, the free kick was paid, whatever.
At the time, did you say that was bullshit?
Yeah,
or what did you
absolutely.
say?
Yeah, he did. He was complaining, I remember.
It wasn't there.
And it was a huge roar when you went and kicked the goal. I feel like the stadium knew the stakes.
Correct. Yeah.
Did you want to bump into him? Like,
A few people said afterwards, you should have gone up and hit Ben, but I've said on here a few times, like you
went in after
think I hit someone.
Kerno took a mark on Rids, and you went up and got into Rids a little bit.
We have audio of your dad, which I believe was at half time, talking about that free kick in question.
They're a bit more mature now. Like if this happened in year 1 or year 2, there would have been tears and there would have been some blood noses. So I'm grateful that it's happened this far down the journey.
And Harry would have been happy to get an early goal against Ben, but was the free kick there? Come on, hit me with it.
Abby, if you wouldn't mind, I've kicked the ball 1,000 times to the boys in the front paddock at Longwarry. It was high. It's play on. It's play on every day in Longwarry.
Yep.
Technically out here, I see that it might have been a little bit high. Ben unlucky, Harry finished nicely.
He's a Bombers man, though. So
Yeah, probably. He's a Ben man.
Have you looked back at the vision of your parents watching the game? Because I mean, I was there, so I only seen a little highlights of after that moment where your mum didn't know she didn't know how to express herself.
I've only seen that bit of vision,
Yeah.
the first one. I haven't seen the rest of the game, and what she did.
No, I haven't seen any of it.
Yeah,
to be honest, but
not sure how they reacted.
She's
they would have hammed it up way too much.
Oh, they loved it. Absolutely, Mum loved it.
She's really coming to her own, hasn't she? Tracy? She loves it.
You know Trace a little bit.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. She's a ripper, an absolute ripper. So
she's loving it.
But I'm glad for them to get off Media Street for a while. They can have a time out, I reckon.
Until the finals, maybe, which is on the cards.
I was thinking that. Imagine a final. That would have been huge.
What about the hit? Can we talk about the hit?
Yeah. Let's talk about the hit. That was one of the questions that was in the montage.
Well, again, I haven't seen that back either, but I'm pretty sure it was friendly fire. Matt Kennedy.
Yeah, Kennedy came the other way. And
yeah, it was definitely Kennedy. And it was his hip who hit you quite hard. So absolutely. Right. But what about afterwards when he's on the ground? Ben?
Well, I thought Ben came in and punched me. I think. Yeah,
took every part of him not to come over and get into him. But I thought you were concussed. I thought you were laying there and you were out of it, but you obviously hurt your shoulder. So
yeah,
I didn't know what happened, and yeah, I was a bit confused. But
yeah,
I'm glad it's your shoulder than not your head.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. It's yeah, I think as you said, it was just friendly fire. I was going for a mark. You know when you think you're pretty free to take the mark, and you're not really expecting contact.
Yeah, I could sort of see someone coming the other way, but because you're looking at the ball, you don't really know how far away the other bloke is, and yeah, it was a decent hit for sure.
Yeah, but
did Kennedy apologise, or did he say something after the game? Or
he was like, "Get up, mate."
Yeah, knowing Matt, I think he was like, "Oh, I think I might have hit you." I was like, "Yeah, I think you did, mate." Thanks, mate. But no, he was good about it. Yeah,
Carlton have listed you on the injury list as like a test, so that is the shoulder in question, and you're fine.
Yeah, no, I'm all good. Yeah, I'm
good.
I'm a little bit sore, but we got the week. We got 14 days or something, so I'm good as gold.
And did you catch up after the game? Was another question there.
No, I didn't see Ben after the game. No, we were
on ground. We did, but not after.
Didn't swap jumpers.
No, we lost, mate. I just want to get off the field.
Yeah. And
do you ever like give each other tips on other opponents? Like,
we haven't asked that.
It's a great question, Hughesy.
Maybe a little bit. Yeah,
probably not really. To be honest, someone said this to me. We probably should utilise the fact that you play on the best forward every week, and I play on one of the best defenders, and kind of trade notes around what works and what doesn't. But we're too stubborn. We don't really.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah,
too competitive.
Yeah, we should though, Hughes. You reckon?
It's an extraordinary situation, isn't it?
Yeah,
they're both A graders in the AFL, and both in teams which should play finals.
Yeah.
You're right. I think that's what made the week so big. I think as well, like the whole situation. Obviously, it was a big game, regardless, and then our situation on top. So, when we sort of broke it down, it was pretty cool to have all these things going on and culminate into 1 2-hour game was pretty cool. Yeah, when you think about it.
But I love that. Of course, you're at different ends of the field, which means like the King brothers are never going to play in each other.
Someone said that the King boys played against each other this weekend as well.
They did.
Yeah, but you probably wouldn't.
Yeah, because they're on opposite ends.
Yeah.
And they've done it a few times.
Yeah, that's right.
Hughesy, we should tap into your Carlton nuffiness while you're here.
Yeah.
So you were there level 4?
I was level 4. Very hard for a Carlton supporter to get a ticket because it was an Essendon home game. So I begged the Carlton Footy Club for tickets, Harry, and they said, look, well, it's not our home game. And I'm like, well, can you do something?
Anything.
And I sort of tagged off the back of Brendan Favola, Fev, who was doing, he introduced the Carlton team.
Right, yeah.
Nick Cody, Essendon supporter, introduced the Essendon team. So they had tickets, and I cottoned onto 2 tickets way up level 4. Had people around me going, "What are you doing here?" I'm saying, "This is all I could get. I'm here." But the atmosphere was fantastic. I was happy to be there anywhere. Me and my son are massive Carlton supporters, so we were happy to be there. The atmosphere was electric, and it was a huge night. And that third quarter, the ball did not get into the Carlton forward line.
I was saying it was a bit of a weird game. The ball, I think, up until 3/4 time, we had 20 inside 50s, which is ridiculous.
Well, some of the stats coming out of the game were,
you smacked us in a lot of those areas.
We had +20 inside 50s. We had +30 front half intercepts. More scoring shots.
Mate, the third quarter in particular, I don't think I've ever been to a Carlton game, even through our dark days, where we had less of the ball in our forward line in a quarter. It just did not get down there in the third quarter.
What felt out there was Carlton's ability to be really accurate and make the most of the opportunities inside forward 50 felt the difference in the game, especially the first 3 quarters. Whereas we were probably getting in there, but just not maximising our chances. Whereas Carlton probably got us on some fast play, and they got some really clean looks inside 50. They probably felt a lot of the difference on the night.
And
some of those stats were significantly different.
But the last quarter, obviously, very relaxing for Carlton supporters because 4 goals in a row at the start of the last quarter, which basically iced. Can I ask, what did Vossi say at 3/4 time when you had not had the ball for the whole quarter? What was his attitude in that break?
Yeah.
Can you remember?
Yeah,
Do you listen?
Yeah, I always listen. Yeah. Of course.
Do some teammates not?
Some wouldn't. Some would be off with the
some
fairies.
would be,
But
Matt Kennedy.
the Matt Kennedys of the world. I remember you saying like that quarter. Obviously, they had quite a lot of the play, but we're still in a position where we're 4 goals up or 3 goals up, and in a really good spot to win the game. So, as much as they were quite strong in that third quarter, we're still in a really good spot, and we've been able to the last few weeks kind of getting that arm wrestle in the last quarter go whack, and I think we did that again. So there's a lot of belief in the group at the moment that it's going to be an arm wrestle, it's going to be a bit of a fight, but then we'll kind of grind them down over 4 quarters, and we could do that again, which is good.
What did Brad Scott say? Do you remember?
He basically was saying around we're in a position to win the game. I don't know what the scores were at 3/4 time. It was only maybe a goal or 2 in it.
15 points, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had probably a look late that we probably should have maximised in the third quarter. But same thing, like, we're in a position to win the game. We've got a lot of these stats that are, looking good for us. But, I mean, ultimately it doesn't matter too much when, those stats are there if we can't maximise our looks going forward. So, and yet they kicked 3 or 4 goals straight away, and that probably sucked the momentum out of the game a little bit as well. So, it was disappointing in the end. But it was one of those ones, probably the last 2 weeks we've had the stats and the game looking like we wanted, but not capitalising. So ultimately, we need to obviously fix that. But from a team point of view, some of those aspects of the game is in good nick. But ultimately, we didn't win the game. So it was disappointing. But
look, it was a massive contest, and it was great to be there.
Yeah. So in the process of winning, Carlton have now jumped Essendon to second on the ladder, and Hughesy, as a Carlton supporter who's been so tragically following the team for so many disappointing years. Is this the most excited you can remember about being in a season halfway through it?
Well, the fact is it is 12 months since the Essendon-Carlton game last year where Essendon beat Carlton easily, and I suppose it must have been the Sunday night as well. It's always Sunday night, isn't it? So that
has been the last few years.
Yeah, so, and at that time, most Carlton supporters wanted the club to disband. Honestly, it was like, we'd had enough, and it was no individual's fault. It felt like the club was cursed. But in that 12 months, you've just turned it around, which has been incredible. So, and Essendon did go down last year, so it's going to be interesting for the Bombers this year. They want to keep up, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. Well, you're right. 12 months ago,
you weren't there though, so this is
that's true.
They might go down harder. They might have fall off a cliff even more.
That's right. No, we've got 10 games left, so it's fascinating to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be enormous.
It's enormous.
12 months, a lot can happen.
Oh, yeah. 1 week at a time.
Yeah.
12 months at a time.
But stick around, Hughes.
I am happy, but I don't want to crash the party.
No, please. As long as you're willing to stick around, we love having Hughes.
Yeah, for sure.
Steve had a question from the game as well.
Hey, Ben and Harry. Stephen from Mildura. Go the Blues. Good win on the weekend, Harry. Just wondering, guys, how do you go hearing teammates with calling, etc., when the crowd is so big like it was on Sunday? Is it an issue or not?
It's a great question.
Good volume question.
I've noticed this, obviously, this year playing in big games, probably for the first time in my career, that there is times where you can't hear a thing and you're screaming at someone and they literally just can't hear you. So I've noticed that a little bit this year. There's times where you can hear your teammates, times you can't. So I'm not sure if you're the same, Harry. But
do you have to be more aware of if someone is maybe trying to speak to you?
I agree, yeah. It's not, you can't just rely on the guy behind you to say something. You've got to have your own awareness. But there's certainly times where it's you can't hear anything. So
sometimes maybe they might choose not to listen as well. If you want to get a step forward. Sorry, mate, couldn't hear. 90,000.
As a forward, Harry, do you get angry when you think you're open and they don't kick it to you? Because sometimes as a supporter you go, Harry's open or he's 1-on-1, kick it to Harry and they go somewhere else. Does that annoy you? Do you tell the person?
Sometimes. It's always hard because I reckon as a forward, sounds silly, but you always think you're on. Like sometimes you'd be like, mate, I was so on now. Like, why didn't you hit that? And then you look back at the vision and you had someone like literally right on your back.
Yeah, right.
It's probably fair.
3-on-1.
Fair, probably good call not to kick it to me. But as long as we always talk about like we want multiple options. So as long as I might be on, but then and the defender closes that down, but that opens up someone else. So as long as we connect going forward, that's all that really matters. But yeah, as a forward, you always tend to think you're on, even if it's 1-on-3 or something.
Yeah.
Me and Charlie do that a bit. So
Can I ask Ben, like as a defender, are you like that? You don't want your man to kick a goal, and sometimes I imagine you could leave your man to help out, but that means your man is open. Do you?
Yeah, there's probably a few times in the weekend where if I was on Harry, we always speak about if your opponent moves with purpose, you sort of have to respect that. And there's probably a few times where Harry did that really well, where he drew me, and I had to respect that because he was every chance to get it, and then that freed up someone behind us. So you're certainly aware of that, and I thought you did that pretty well on the night. Where there's times where.
Thanks, mate.
That's lovely.
Well, that's just in
nicest
general.
thing he's ever said to me.
It actually
What
is.
percentage of the game did you spend on each other? Do you know what it was? Was it half the game?
I felt like you did a bit of ruck work, a fair bit of ruck work, really. I don't know what you
Yeah, it's probably about
50-50.
7 minutes a quarter, 6-7 minutes a quarter.
Did you say anything when Harry's running off? See, mate. Was there
Nah,
were you
didn't.
conversing at all during the night?
Not really. After that first free kick, there was a little bit of like back and forth. Not really.
As I said, because I felt like I was thinking about this before, like the ball we didn't actually have that many contests. Like I reckon there was like 2 or 3 like actual one-on-one contests.
Yeah,
the whole night.
honestly.
It was actually a bit of those one that's like, yeah, like it was good, but we didn't actually. The ball we had 20 entries. Do a bit of ruck stuff. You come
Did
off.
you have
like,
20 inside 50s the whole game?
No, for the first 3 quarters. Well, I think we had 14 in the last quarter, maybe. But
It's still really low. You're right. That's a really low amount of
number,
entries, so you didn't get that much time on each other. So do you think Ben, you take it 1 goal from Harry as a win for you, or what do you reckon?
I tend to agree with Harry. Like, it probably wasn't enough contest to have a genuine judgment of the game, I reckon. I'd noticed that as well. Whereas I felt like, I don't know how many times Kerno was in a one-on-one, but it felt like a lot more. And that's probably because the time of the game where Harry was in the ruck, it probably came down a little bit, but yeah, personally, I didn't feel like there was enough contest to be like a hard yes or no.
Yeah, it's not like you got knighted in 4 there, or
correct. Yeah,
In kick to kick growing up, would one of you normally beat the other, or was it always even?
So pre-match that I remember Dad said this well once. Whoever's day it was, say if it was like my day and I was winning, like that person would like turn to Superman. You couldn't be touched, and then like a month later might be Ben, and then like whatever you do, like Ben would just dominate. So it was like. It was definitely took its turn on who was kind of had the upper hand, and when whoever had the upper hand, it was just impossible to wrestle back. Like there was never a 0 or draw. I don't reckon.
So Ben, would you prefer to play on Harry or Charlie Curnow? Do you reckon?
Well, I was saying to a few boys before the game, I never actually played on these two at AFL level, so there's an element of like just figuring out what they do, their movements. So that was an element of something I was thinking about, that how they go about it, especially Charlie. I'd never played on Charlie before, so. No, they're both very, very good players. So
early on, it looked like from the stands, it looked like Charlie was dominating his position in that first quarter. And I thought they might have to swap you onto him.
He was sharp. I don't know. He took a few marks early. Rids, I thought bounced back quite well.
Definitely.
It was a good contest in the end and Charlie probably had the upper hand early. And
did you think maybe they'd swap? You'd swap you over, or you?
Not necessarily.
Like you did at one stage.
Second
quarter, late second quarter.
Yeah, I mean. I was probably trying to play, whether it was you or Charlie, maybe holding like the deeper one, because Rids reads the ball really well up the ground, especially. So, but I thought Rids bounced back pretty well. It's. He said after the game, I thought Kerno was going to kick 10 after the first 4 or 5 minutes. I was like,
an awful feeling.
Yeah, in front of 90,000. I was like, yeah, that's not a great feeling. But they're 2 elite players, so you have to, assume one's going to fight back pretty well, and Rids did so. But it was cool to see 2 elite players going at it for most of the game. So.
Yeah.
Can I just ask? I really want to know, out of the 2 of you, say your team, say Essendon, if Essendon get knocked out of the finals and the Blues are in the grand final, do you want them to win?
It's not an easy answer. We've been through variations of this before.
As a brother, obviously you want him to win, but. I think you get jealous every year, Hughes.
Of course you get jealous. But you're more jealous of your brother.
It's probably a bit of 50-50. Like, you're happy for him, but regardless of who it is, if they win, you want to be there.
Yeah.
So.
And then it's also like the team they're with as well. So Essendon, big rivals of us, big Melbourne team.
Yeah.
Don't really want you guys to win the flag.
No, that's
Even
right.
though you're playing and I hope you go well, but like you wouldn't want Essendon to win the flag.
But what if Ben played for the Giants?
I'd be more inclined for him to win it than if he was at a big
but how
Melbourne
happy is it going to make your parents if he wins the grand final?
Yeah, no, as I said, the personal element of that is great. But
well, what is it? Essendon, Carlton, Collingwood all on 16 flags. So
the next one who wins
the next
one
one
is massive, isn't it?
Monumental.
First one to 7.
But also of these 2, you both play for clubs who are traditionally powerhouses. But over the last 20 years, both clubs have been in the doldrums. So whoever out of you two wins a premiership first, there'll be
stupid.
statues. You'll never have to buy another drink again in this town.
You're right. Hopefully you're right. So here we go.
Yeah, it's huge.
We also have a question from Luke regarding the week, which I think is it's pretty. I think it should be asked.
Hey boys, Luke from Mernda here again. Last time I got in touch, you had a bit of a laugh when I said I was a fan of Rollo. I'll tell you what, I didn't see him going down Media Street every 5 minutes with his F1 gear, and he actually went global. I thought last night we'd finally be done with it. Lo and behold, there we go, pre-game, on the ground, walking up and down with Abby Holmes. Come on, boys. It was Essendon versus Carlton, not Ben versus Harry. Now, finally, I thought as a neutral supporter, I would nominate for the Rollo medal. I'd like to nominate Ben for your selfless act of giving away a cheap free kick just so Harry could kick his one and only goal. Anyway, good on you, boys. Cheers. Go D's.
Is Rollo? Is Luke is that a... Feels like he's...
That's a bit of a jab, I reckon.
I didn't actually hear that in advance. I'm sorry. That was quite... that was vicious.
There has to be some link with you because he's giving you a pump up.
I think
he's given both of us a whack.
Yeah, I think he's a fan of the Mighty She-Gold show. So good on you, Luke.
That explains it.
But Media Street, you were
Yeah.
just camped on Media Street all week.
Well, not really.
We weren't, but it was played on repeat.
So we had the one. So we did the podcast on Monday afternoon, and then we went to the MCG, which I think we spoke about on the podcast. And then the other one was on the game.
Yeah.
But it's a fascinating build-up, and we're all intrigued. But it's because it's years in the making.
Yeah, we obviously didn't do much media, but like everyone else was talking about it. So everyone was coming up and saying, "Geez, like your head's on the, everything." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. I'm
but as I said, I think that mum and dad might have hammed it up quite a bit too much. So I think we're nice to go back into the shadows for a bit.
How do you guys,
spotlight off, go away.
But how do you go? You're both so tall and so recognisable. I just know. I'm just a fan, and everyone asks me about the Carlton Football Club. I mean, and I'm Essendon, massive club as well. You guys must, wherever you go in Melbourne, just get asked about footy. Is that right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
How do you go with that? Are you happy to chat, or you do you put sunglasses on and cap on and try to keep incognito?
6'8" doesn't help.
Yeah, I know. So how do you go? Do you
to be honest, it's always still part of us is I don't know why you'd want to come and get a photo. We're just kids from Warragul, but kind of you understand the privilege you have as a someone that's holding that position at the moment, and especially young kids, and you can see the smile and the impact you can have on them. So always up for a chat. Everyone's always very polite, and whether it's a loss or a win, they're always very complimentary, and they're always very.
You never forget
warm.
what it was like when we were a kid, and we saw an AFL player out. I never forget that. So obviously, there's times where some people might be a fraction rude or something, but you always remember that they just want to have a chat, and you remember what it was like when the shoe was in the other foot.
Saying that, there wasn't many in Warragul. we didn't have many come down.
Maybe a couple, but you never forget what it was like, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, AFL's getting bigger and bigger in Melbourne. It's absolutely crazy. You can't go to a cafe now without the next table talking about AFL, and it's just
even the crowd numbers this year's reflected that.
Amazing.
It's huge. Yeah, I don't know what it was. The crowd yesterday for.
It was like
King's
84.
Birthday.
So that's just
huge.
Crazy numbers.
Massive,
And the memberships are so big.
Yeah.
What's Essendon on? I know Carlton are over 100.
I'm not sure, man. That's a good question.
That'd be big.
80 something, probably. Yeah, 80, 90.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You've got a Carlton lunch to get to, Hughes.
I do, with Brendan Favola.
With Brendan Favola, which I believe is out of the goodness of your heart. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Come on,
and for joining us.
Mate. We'll have to have you back.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Anytime we can.
Thanks,
thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.
Good man.
Hope you enjoy watching the Blues for the rest of the year.
Thanks, Hughes. We'll see you soon, mate. Thank you.
We also have a montage of questions that Tracey. We saw so much Tracey.
Too much Tracey.
Too much during the week. Podcast. What's with mums? I've already forgotten.
Come on, mate.
What is it?
Mums with Mikes.
Mums with Mikes. That's it. So here is a montage of questions about Trace.
Hey Ben. Hey Harry. This is Remy from Perth. Just wondering, who did Trace go see first after the game was done? Go Baggers.
Hello, it's Martha from Reservoir. Great to see Harry get up on the weekend in the Mackay Cup. My question is, can you tell us a little bit about Tracey's post-game? That's what we all really want to know. Thanks.
Hi guys, it's Sarah from the Gold Coast. I was just wondering, what locker room did your mum end up going into?
There you go. Where did Trace end up?
They went into the Carlton ones first.
Yeah.
Well, I think,
But that was...
yeah. Well,
a
we
gift.
said
I don't mind. I didn't care.
they were trying to. As I said, Mum, they hammed up a little bit, but they were like, "Oh, what rooms do we go to?" And we're like, "Just go to whoever wins. Just go and we don't care. Like, we'll see you probably the next day. Like, doesn't matter." I never really liked
No, I mean,
it's always like
bit of a
you kind of
tick
just
the
want to
box
hang out
and
with your
teammates
and coaches and just chill out.
Yeah.
And it's always nice, like to go and say thanks for coming and it's just check in that you're all good and everything. But it's never like a oh my god, we have to see you. Like just if you're there, no worries. Like don't overplay it. But Mum, they were in our rooms for a bit. I think Dad had a lot to drink.
Oh no, had he? In his old Tim Watson jumper.
God, what a disgrace he was wearing that jumper as well.
I don't know how long they were in the Carlton rooms for, but we had our team meetings. So that's normally 40 minutes after we come off into the rooms, and then Mum and Dad and Hannah and Taylor and everyone was in there, and Dad was a few wines deep, I think, just to put it nicely. He was carrying on, so Mum had to pull him into line, I think. But that was like an hour after the game. Like no one else was there. It was I think they felt inclined to come in, but I didn't care. So Taylor's family came in before, and I think they swapped the wristbands. But I think they wanted to make sure to get to both. But I completely agree. It wasn't a necessity. We'll probably see him this week anyway. So it was nice to see him, but they shouldn't feel like they have to because we'll see him throughout the week.
Nice. We were also asked about the Grinch. Of course, Ben, you've got the Grinch hat on.
Does it look good or not?
It looks great.
I
kind of
suits him a bit.
I feel like
Maybe
you
we
wore
should
it
keep
in.
No.
Early, it looked a bit ordinary early. I thought like it didn't sit that well on his head, but
No, you're wearing it well. It looks like just a casual hat you're wearing.
Yeah, feels good.
Have you seen the vision of the Grinch in the stands?
yeah, MJ sent it through before.
Yeah.
That's
so
brilliant.
it looks like
Is
it
that
was
what that was? I don't know what that was.
a Carlton supporter. And the camera just cuts to a Grinch wearing a full Grinch mask. You have no understanding of who that person is. Do we feel like it's podcast related?
It has to be, doesn't it?
I think
hope
so.
it does.
It's
That's
too
cool.
random.
It's very cool if it is.
It's just bizarre.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So it's a great outfit.
If anyone has any inside word,
if we have any info on that person, please get in contact. Because if it is podcast related, we need to get you a prize or something because that's brilliant.
Yeah,
that's brilliant.
I'd agree.
And if it's completely unpodcast related, then
even better.
Fair enough. Yeah.
We'll send them a T-shirt if that person is a Grinch.
That is fantastic.
Podcast fan. Anyone want to take this?
Well, you just ruined it. Cause
yeah, that's true.
Well, it feels so awkward
when I have to set it up.
Do we want to say that punchline? Yeah. But remember, we are on Apple. Leave us a review and hit the bell on Spotify. Is that right?
Yeah.
Also,
right, I don't know. I still don't know about this Spotify bell. I keep hearing about it.
I've never seen it personally, but
we love the reviews on Apple as well.
But,
please.
But I think a lot of people are hitting the bell on Spotify because it seems to be pretty popular on there. So
nice.
Thank you very much to everyone who's doing it.
Twinners.
Bang.
Ben and Harry's
I'm so excited for this.
winners
Birds often think I'm a treat.
and losers.
Mandarins. I just love my mandarins at the moment.
Still enjoying mandarins?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've just realised that this could be a little crossover from a question in my twinner. My twinner was going to be, I bumped into a guy at the supermarket and he was a massive fan of our show. He was actually a twin himself, I think. And he said how much he listens to it.
Well, do you want to hear from him?
Yeah, I think this works really well.
This is Marco.
Marco.
Hey, Ben, Harry, and Rollo. It's Marco from Melbourne here. I'm also a twin and love your podcast.
Oh.
I bumped into Ben at the supermarket over the weekend and had a nice chat, which was definitely my twinner for the week. It's pretty cool how easygoing and down to earth Ben is outside the podcast as well. Keep up the good work and go the Twins. Ciao.
Do you reckon Ben might have slipped in 20 to say that?
No, not at all. But he
where did you run into him?
Just at my local supermarket in Turak. So his twin lives over. They're from Lake Como, so it was just a crazy thing. And we were saying how our sister got married over there to an Italian guy, and it was just a really nice conversation.
Yeah.
So I thought it was nice to get some feedback about how much he enjoys the podcast, and he's been in Melbourne for 12 years, I think. So Marco, thanks, mate. I really appreciate it. It was a nice chat.
Nice. Oh, Marco, what a legend.
Legend.
That's good twinner.
Yeah,
that's like clubhouse leader.
Yeah, I actually haven't. I'm really thin for twinners this week. I was just going to say that we got the week off, and it'd be nice to
bye week.
Yeah, the bye week's a bit of a twinner. Well, it is.
Yeah,
it's been a long.
It is.
It's a bit of a long slog this time.
Especially because we both played well, 13 games and there's
Well,
only 10
13.
to go on the
Yeah.
other side. So you're well over halfway, which is even mentally, nice when you come back. You're right into it.
and
There's
then
not a heap of games.
It's actually
to-
good. Yeah, you get through that little bit, and then it's finals.
Yeah.
That's what the build up actually felt like. No piss take, but hopefully you play finals for the first time this year. We only played in a couple, but that's what this week felt like. It
Yeah.
felt like a finals kind of type build up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Losers, I'll go loser. And this is quite a specific one.
Yep.
But any pet owner that has a dog, probably, and there's just, at the moment, there's a lot of ads on TV that involve other animals. So Bunny, for example, he goes ham when he sees like another animal on TV.
Like what? What kind?
Like a dog or even like a cartoon like donkey or
Really?
something. I don't know.
Watching Shrek.
Yeah, I reckon he would go ham at Shrek, a donkey. But there just seems to be a lot of ads with animals in it. And like
At the
someone trying to
moment,
chill.
or-
Yeah, it just seems the last 2 weeks has just really increased the volume of how many animals are on TV. So I'm just trying to chill and watch TV or whatever, and then there's just ad, bang,
Yeah.
Bunny just starts barking.
I'm just trying
Next
to watch
ad,
Dr.
bang.
Harry.
I made the mistake the other week of putting one of the National Geographic Our Planet ones
Yeah.
on. And obviously there's animals galore. And within 30 seconds, Bunny's just gone nuts. So,
That's funny.
Yeah, it's probably a loser.
Hopefully Bunny grows out of it, realises
Hopefully.
they're
puppy
2D.
phase.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not real, mate. I feel like
Yeah, calm down.
I'm similar to your twin. I don't have much of a loser. It was
Yeah.
just a pretty good week all around, I think.
Yeah.
Albeit
No
we lost.
losers.
No losers.
Jeez.
Oh, well, that was a
Well,
loser.
I mean, Harry had his 2D animal. So, surely,
Surely,
you must have hit some traffic.
Yeah, not really.
I can give
I'm
you
not
one. Parking at Marvel. Have you experienced a nightmare underneath there before? I guess you would park in the same spot everywhere. Oh, yeah. Ethan agrees.
Yeah,
Well,
we
this
might
is
get
good.
separate
This is good
spots
chat
then.
actually. Parking in the MCG is so much easier than at Marvel.
Yes, it
It's
is.
just
Yeah, it's
unreliable.
cleaner.
Yeah, it's so much cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Completely
I
agree.
was there on Friday night to watch my Lions, and then my mate just could not recall where he'd parked. And we would have done 8,000 steps
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
find
yeah.
his car. My God, it all looks the same. It's like that Seinfeld episode.
There's lots of different levels, isn't there? There's like
Yeah.
level 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
different sections.
Colours all the
Yeah.
same. And,
Yeah. Whereas the MCG, it's all in one spot.
Well, it's very
so-
hard. There's not many people that get parks for the G.
It's pretty
Correct.
exclusive.
Yeah.
I don't think an entire team would get a park, would they?
Yeah.
I think they're playing 22 usually, and then
Maybe a
few staff.
couple emergencies or
Emergencies.
something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Question time. We have a few more, so we may as well get through them before we finish. Isabelle has a question.
Hi, Ben and Harry. My name's Isabelle and I'm from Tassie. Just a quick question. What's your favourite brand?
Favorite band or brand?
Band or brand? Did that
has
cut
ba-
off?
Has band.
What's your favourite brand of anything?
of anything.
That's a
Wow,
tricky
you're going to say
question.
Puma?
Yeah, I was going to say
Puma's pretty good.
Ben's going to say Daniel's Donuts.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, KX Pilates.
KX
So many
Pilates,
brands.
you love.
Yeah.
Toyota forklift.
What is your favourite band then, if we're not including
Band?
Tay-Tay?
I'm not really into more like
Not into
individual
bands?
artists.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not a huge band fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably
You?
more. Yeah.
I
Well, your
love
generation, I reckon.
Arctic Monkeys. My generation.
Wow.
I'm 4 years older. Powderfinger's one of my favourite bands.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know.
Tell you what I noticed. Did you watch the Big Freeze slides
Yes.
the other day?
Yeah.
A lot of the costumes were from bands. Did you
Yeah.
notice that?
Yeah. The theme was Rockstar.
Was it? There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But then Nick Nat went as one of the cool runnings
Bobsled,
guys.
yeah.
I think he was meant to be Bob Marley, but he was also
Yeah, I didn't
in
know
the
what
bobsled
his
team. He kind of had
costume was.
both
He had a
bets.
50-50 each way.
Yeah. Jack has a question.
It's good to see you two battle it out on the weekend. My name's Jack and I'm from Melbourne, and I've got a good question for you two. What is your guys' favourite chocolate flavour?
Guys,
Well, your twin the other week was something chocolate related, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, what was
it?
that?
It was the new Marvelous Creations caramel
yeah.
collab. It was very nice. Historically, mine's always been caramello, I reckon.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I like Cadbury Snack. I like that.
Cadbury Snack. I don't know.
Snack, what's that?
It's like the 3 or 4 different flavours in the chocolate, like the strawberry, sure you know.
Oh,
Snack
yes,
is.
I do know the one. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I like Snack.
Yeah, nice.
You roll
No.
it?
I don't know. Maybe Ben's Rocky Road. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you can't beat that. That's top shelf.
I like something with a nut in it, I reckon.
Fruit
Fruit
nut.
nut.
or something.
Fruit
It's pretty
nut,
hard to
something
beat.
like
Fruit
that,
nut.
yeah.
Yeah, it's classic.
It's an OG.
Joel?
How you going, boys? Joel from Carisbrook. Just want to start off by saying, absolute ripper game. Was on the edge of my seat all night. Question: is there more legs or eyes in the world? Taking into consideration every bug, insect, animal, but also fish and other marine life. Go Blues.
That is a terrific question.
Tough. When you get centipedes involved.
But do we say legs like chair legs?
Oh,
I think it's
no,
animals,
it must be. It must be living legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Surely.
I'm probably.
My gut feels legs.
No, I reckon eyes. All the fish in the world. There's billions of fish.
Imagine like little insects with
That's
like
true.
10 little legs and stuff. Like,
Because anything that has legs will also have eyes.
yeah.
But then you got a lot of snakes and fish.
Fish and
I'm
snakes.
agreeing with you. They don't have any. So there's no.
There's not many things that have legs that don't have eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then some insects have more than 2 legs or whatever.
Yeah, like a
So,
centipede might have 100.
Correct.
Yeah.
Depends how many of them.
That's
are
why
out
it's a
there.
great question.
That's what's such a good
correct.
question, and it's
I'd love to
one
know the answer.
We'll never answer.
Someone should do a study.
It's a study. How long will that take?
Someone could find the answer, like if you went off.
Yeah.
How would you go about getting the answer?
Well, you just kind of have to think about you have to go through like all the known species.
It'd be a guesstimate. You
You couldn't
nail it.
You couldn't get the
Ballpark
exact
it.
number, but
yeah.
That's a great question.
Well done, Joel.
We do love a hypothetical. If you have the answer to that, or you have another one, please send them through. Finally, from Taylor.
Hi, Ben and Harry. It's Taylor from Brisbane. I have a question. I gave Ben 2 friendship bracelets at the Suns game 2 weeks ago. One for him and one for Harry. I'm
Where is
just
it?
wondering if
Yeah.
he gave Harry his bracelet and if they liked them. Thanks so much.
Hang
Thanks,
on.
Taylor.
No, they're at home.
Anything.
I
No,
did
they're at
not know
home.
this happened.
Yeah. It was after the Gold Coast game. It was going to be my twinner, but something else popped up last week. So
Oh, mandarins were just too good.
no, that was the week before. No, they're at home. I can't remember what Harry's might have just had like Swifty or something on it. And mine had my last name, so I'll bring him in.
I've actually got one for you. I remember a few weeks ago, someone, and it was so good. It said, "Why number 32 on it?"
On a friendship
Yeah, I think I
bracelet.
spoke about this because someone wrote in as well. Yeah, I'll have to bring it in. I
nice.
forgot, but
Can we please make sure we bring these in?
yeah, next
Because
week we'll do an exchange.
This is great content.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks,
so,
Taylor. That's great.
So you have 2. One says Swifty and one says Mackay.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're sure that one's for the Swifty, one's for Harry?
Wow. I'm putting
What,
two
what are
and
the
two together.
what are the colours?
Can't remember.
Right. Okay.
Oh, well done,
Anyway.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Insta and TikTok, head to @Ben and Harry Podcast. Send us a DM.
Wrap up.
Any more bets?
Glad it's a good week to have done. I reckon.
Yeah.
People-
Yeah, good week to have done. Must be an exhausting week.
It was quite draining. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was more just. It wasn't. Yeah. It was always going to be nice to
Knock it on the
to
head.
enjoy it, but just to
Yeah.
have it finished and.
Yeah. Did you go, Rollo?
I didn't go in the end. As Hughesy said, it was just impossible.
Yeah, we
but,
should-
Yeah.
yeah.
I will certainly make sure I get to the Mackay Cup 2,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
this
hopefully is
September.
in September.
Imagine if it's a GF.
GF. Wow.
Wow.
Putting it on the cards early. Nice one.
Thanks,
All right,
guys.
have a
Enjoy
good
the week
gentlemen.
off.
Thank you. Go Blues.
Hey.
Hey lads, well done, buddy. Well done.
Hey, mate, how are you?
Congratulations, old chum.
Hey, mate, all right?
I'm good. You guys want me for 30 seconds?
Is that all right?
Yeah. Want to hear? We've literally just finished recording.
Good to
so-
see you.
We had your mate on actually, Hughesy.
Hughesy.
Yeah, he was.
Gosh.
Talking underwater, that bloke.
I know.
He was positive though. He wasn't talking shit.
Really, that's a shame. Yeah. You gonna kick that door, Carls? Thank you.
And out of nowhere, just the
This is out of nowhere.
cavalcade
So
of
random.
guests rolling through. Andy Lee, if
Well,
you don't mind.
when the Blues are up and about, you got to get around
They
them.
come from everywhere.
How you feeling, Ben?
I'm all right, mate. Not too bad.
Lonely ride home?
It was a little bit, yeah.
Was the whole family in his car?
Well, they went to Harry's rooms first.
We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, that's what we said pre-game.
Before the bounce, we're that confident. We'll see you all in the
Yeah,
rooms.
yeah. I'll see you first in the rooms.
I mean, you've probably covered off massively, but
yeah.
The first free kick, was it there?
No.
It was.
He's saying with more conviction now.
I've got a still frame on my phone. I can probably show you.
But you
That's what happens
can't wrap your
exclusive.
arms around.
Mate, I can hold you at arm's length.
Completely unbenbiasedly, you can't wrap your arms around.
Correct.
Yeah,
Thank you, Andy.
It was just that was the only issue. I can.
Just holding my arm down like that.
Ben is now showing a photo.
Yeah, that's. I can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But again, I think
That's
the
play
fact
on.
what he's
So see how your arm is wrapped around.
around. Yeah, that was the
It's a
problem.
free kick.
But what I'm
trying to
saying
get
is it's
rid
a
of it.
forwards game. The umpire's only looking for a forward's length.
Mate, every
If you
umpire
wanna
in the
give-
whole planet would call that a free
No,
because
they wouldn't.
you've got your whole arm.
If you want to
me.
cuddle your brother mid-game,
Yeah.
that's the risk you're going to run getting a free against.
Finally wants to show a bit of affection, and it's in the first quarter.
But if I wanted to move my arm, I couldn't because you're holding it. But anyway, it's all right.
We just heard from Pete Mackay at Sevens coverage halftime. He said play on.
He said play on.
So,
Did he?
Yeah, so we've had the
Must be
authority.
true then.
Has he had his eyes tested for a
No,
while? Does he wear specs?
Yeah, he does. He
Does
needs
he?
to. They
He
got
would,
horrible
yeah,
eyesight.
yeah.
So,
As a Carlton man, were you nervous third quarter? Wasn't a whole lot of ball heading Harry's way?
No, for some reason, I just felt like we were defending so well.
Yeah.
I mean, Weeder's is just such a
Freak.
beast down
ball,
there at
yeah.
the moment, and we seem to have it pretty well set up. So even though there was a lot of points and people, would you guys argue? Did you come off and say if we kicked straight, we would have won that kind of stuff?
A
Or
little bit. We had like 20 more inside 50s, which is a big number.
yeah, but they were all wide and they were all
That
top
was,
of the arc.
it's a fair point.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably didn't maximise, or definitely didn't maximise our looks inside 50, whereas these guys were pretty sharp going inside. So felt like that was probably the difference for a majority of it.
A lot of my Essendon mates were complaining about injuries, mate. They were like, "Oh, we had so many out."
Did you though?
I don't think so.
I don't think.
No, we didn't. Not really.
Nah.
No.
Everyone just says that straight away. When
Exactly.
You're body
exactly.
injuries.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Well, I think
obvious.
it was pretty well matched. I mean, Draper,
Drape's probably
been one, but
Darcy Parish.
yeah, and then
There's probably
Chera,
two or three.
Chera
yeah.
for us. It's I think it was pretty even. Yeah.
And you've got a much bigger podcast to get to, so we don't want to hold you for
yeah,
too
we won't
long.
hold
But
you,
God, Hames just licking his wounds after the D's loss. He's
Yeah,
just sitting
they're
there.
in trouble,
Yeah, they're in no man's land.
do you want to give a plug to Dimmies and Tinnies?
Oh no, it's fine.
We've seen that.
We've seen that.
It's fine.
But it was nice. It was nice to see you guys out
Finally
there at the
do it.
same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Finally.
people will stop asking if we're the same person. But
Yeah.
I feel
Surely
like
it's gone to bed now.
I feel like people will still ask.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nicely done.
anyway,
Beautiful.
thanks for stopping
Thanks,
by, mate.
Thanks,
I'll see you
Ando.
soon.